It's going to be a completely different world. We're on the edge of massive, massive change to take place. And it's about technology is going to change. But I would say that 26 is the year of everything, everyone's masks are coming off. And we're seeing people for what they really are as well. And it's funny, as I'm saying this, I am seeing Ivanka and Jared Kushner. And I'm sorry, guys, if anybody who is fans of them, I don't get a good vibe with them. I actually do feel there's going to be problems with, I know there's a lot of protests at the minute, isn't it, to do with that island that they've got. But it's supposed to be protected. It's a protected island. There's going to be problems there. I'm actually feeling, I see courtrooms connected with this. I don't feel, what's the word I'm looking at? I don't feel the Albanian people are going to take this lying down. I don't think they're going to allow it. I feel it's an island. Isn't it funny? The Albanian island for the elite people to go to. Okay. How did Kushner find out about this? I believe, and I read, I feel it's true source what I read, that he was on a yacht with one of the Rothschilds where he was told about this island. But it's supposed to be protected, it's supposed to not have any people on, it's like a protected for nature. And they've gone and bought this island and they're going to make it into like an island of dreams for the elite type of thing. So people in Albania are very, very angry, and so they should be. I think there's going to be some law what's going to block them. But, they think they can get away with a lot because it's all about money, They think they can chuck their money about and, So this is the year for the masks coming off, for people being exposed for who they really are. I believe that Ivanka's always had basically what she's wanted, you know what I mean? And I don't feel she's going to get all her own way with this. I don't feel it's going to make her very popular, put it that way. But you can't change these people. These people are on their journey, like everyone's on their journey. We're all here to play our part, but this is school, so maybe it's a lesson she has to learn. But I don't think it's going to go well. People can't just, these people can't just think that they can just chuck some money and get what they want. And this doesn't just go for them, it goes for a lot of different people. The island of sin. Yes. I just think it's so interesting, isn't it? It's like you've got the Epstein Island, you've got, it's just elites moving into a different direction, if you ask me. A bit like a little St. James, exactly. I don't think it's going to go well for them. I actually do feel that there's something about documents or papers here. Watch for this coming out. And I think Jared Kushner is possibly going to get into a little bit of trouble with this. So possibly watch for that. Okay. So that's interesting. So we're on the edge of a lot of things changing, and I'm on about this globally. It's everything's purging. Everything's like it's getting rid of stuff, And it's funny because I think that I was thinking about this the other night. Actually, we are going through something. I want to say what's already happened. It's like the aftermath of things. How do I explain this? if something happens, it's been lying there because of pain and suffering. So in the past, you had the far right, if you want to say it, the Nazis, who hate the Jews, who did dreadful things to the Jews. Okay? But now it's a really strange thing, because now it seems like you've got the far right in a strange sort of way who are taking the side with the Jews. It's really strange. So it's like part of evolution. It's part of healing. Okay? So I was lying meditating in a bubble bath last night. Okay? And I went into like this trance, and I'm seeing it again. So at the moment you've got, and it's been going on for a long time, the problem with Iran and Israel. Okay, it's been going on a long time, all this trouble. And into the future, it's going to be as one. It's going to be as one. But I'm a little concerned, because within this 10-year timeline, I also feel where the East against East is going to come together, they also will turn on more on the West. It's a really strange situation. So it's like part of healing, everything switches. Everything switches. I know some people might say, well, the East doesn't like the West, but that's not necessarily the case. I think that it's part of our evolution, it's part of everything healing, and it runs in within our ancestral roots as well. So then you've had racism through the years of dreadful things. I mean, back in the 50s, my mother was telling us, it's like the amount of racism in the UK was dreadful in the 50s. The black man did not have a right. It was dreadful. Right? So now it's all changed, okay? But it's sort of swung the other way, and it's like trying to attack the white man. So it's like it's something that has to go through a balance before everything heals, before everybody heals. It's the purge. We're in the great purge. That's where we're at. So everything's going to switch over, and then everything is going to come together. And this is part of our human evolution before the extraterrestrials come in. And we're not going to be waiting that long, actually. Because, we've got to have that balance. And we can't have police or people like that who are worried about arresting a black man. At the same time, they haven't got to be picking at a white man or picking at a black man. It shouldn't be about colour. When I've channeled these extraterrestrial beings, they're saying that man is nearly there, but they are purging pain from their ancestors. So you might go into a barber's in North London, and you're going to, do you remember that comedy show called The Desmonds? Yeah, I used to love watching it, where you would have but you don't know, would they welcome a white man? You know what I mean? It's like, can you also remember, I love the film The Jazz Singer by Neil Diamond, okay? And he wants to sing. He doesn't want to be doing what he's been doing, okay? Like just singing in the temple. So he goes to, he's singing with his friend who's black, and he has to put the boot polish on his face and cover himself up. And he goes into one of the streets in New York, and he's singing Baby, Baby and all of that. And then the white guy sees his white palms, and he goes, that's a white man. And they all start punching each other. Have you seen it? So it's a case of, there has to be a balance. I think that everyone's been getting triggered, and we're starting to come together, and we are going to come back. We nearly did it in the 80s. We nearly did it. We so did. But it's starting to come back together again. So it's the purge, and it's the unbalancement, and everything's trying to balance out. And it's going to take a man from another world to come in to show it. Okay, but they're preparing we. So there's not just the technology what's going to come into place. We are also getting ready for accepting everybody. And everybody in society is rotten to the core. So society needs to change. Everything needs to change. And yes, I believe that borders are too open and we need to look after who's here. I get that. But I just think that they went too far because they didn't want to upset people and letting every Tom, Dick and Harry in over the borders without checking them. So there needs to be change, but there needs to be balance as well. A man from another world, yes, an ET. I do believe it's huge where we're at the minute, but there's a lot of dramatic change to take place as this all unfolds. I'm getting trouble with farmers, and I don't know if they're going through a bit of a tough time in the States, definitely in the UK. But I'm worried about another virus or another, I don't know if it's got some, they're showing us cows, they're showing us cattle. And sometimes I feel that a lot of these germs are manufactured, you know what I mean? And then, of course, you've got the problem with all the ticks in America. I've been watching a lot of videos on all of that. Horrendous. And there's been people on TikTok, have you seen it? And they're showing us them dropping the tick boxes into people's land. So I do believe that's true. But these aren't just normal ticks. These are like super modified ticks. There's something not quite right with them. So yeah, I think there's a lot of stranger things going on here. You know, there's things going on we don't know about. Everybody's running amok at the minute. Basically, you've got, it's school which has gone crazy. Okay, so basically we have to keep strong, not be in fear, but be very aware that there's going to be a lot of events to take place. I was watching a video, and I don't know if anybody's there's been an outbreak of Ebola. Has anybody seen that? It was on the news. Okay, so there's possibly going to be something about that coming out as well. It's going to be pretty crazy over the next couple of months, yeah? I'm also being shown this before about the boot of Italy. I'm being given the boot of Italy, and around that area I am like seeing something about an earthquake rumble in there. They're giving us 5.6 or something like that, or 5 or a 6. But they're also giving us a 7-1 for Japan. So I feel like I need to send healing and blessings out to the people of Japan. You know what? This is really strange. There's going to be a baby boom in Japan. You ever heard my tummy rumbling? Let me go drink the water. There's going to be a baby boom in Japan. So I don't know what the hell's going on there. I wonder why. Maybe it's going to be something what's going to be handed to them from the government, or they're going to be given some extra help or something. I know one thing, I mean, us British people, we can't afford to have many kids, can we? And we've got the cost of living rising and inflation and everything. It's going to get far, far worse here. So yeah, there is a big underworld. There's everything what's going on there. It's like Stranger Things. It's the upside down world, as they would say on Stranger Things. It's definitely happening. Okay, crops. Something about crops. Wheat, crops. I'm seeing a farmer, and he's talking on the news about it. There's going to be problems with, I'm not sure if it's wheat. Oh, Okay. I think everybody now is starting to awaken as well. They want the when they're eating meat. I know I am. I found a farm where they don't put the antibiotics into the grass-fed cows and everything, where everything's organic. People are definitely more aware now of what they want to eat. Okay. Yeah, so I am seeing a virus of something. But I feel it's as if where this comes in, it's not going on as long as the COVID. And I'm actually feeling it's been overshadowed by some other big news what's coming out. And I've been talking about this for a few years now. I feel like when it's all coming out, it's like boom, boom, boom. It's like you don't know where to look.